Right, here again, once again, we are welcome to Jack's later notes. So, we have one last pending question paper to solve from February 6th. There's some debacle happened. So, they take a re exam. So, we get like three paper of social science, social studies. So, this is the March 1st re exam sessions. We already did. Six paper of child development and pedagogy. That means we did 6 7 and March re-exam and paper 1 paper 2 because paper 1 paper 2 is CDV. But as the channel we announced that we are going to do only SST and CDP, and that's it. So we did CDP and this is the last of SST, the solution of our solution of question paper not solvation, that's a funny word. Anyway, we are going to do fresh stuff from next Monday. Hopefully we are going to do CDP 30 and SST 30 questions, two videos, hopefully each day, every day, or there's going to be gap. So yeah, anyway, let's start this final one. Welcome to Jack's Later Notes. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for any educational purpose related to any sort of competitive exam, of course. Uh, Jack's Later Notes, Social Studies, Social Science for seated examination. In this case, the September 6th or 5th examinations. March 1st, 2026 exam paper 2, Social Studies. Social Science, that it means March 1st re-exam question paper, that is, we are just going to solve it without any explanation. Hopefully 60 questions, 60 marks. Question number 1. Consider the following statement on the impact of indigo crop on peasant life. Options. When the indigo crop was delivered to the planter after the harvest, a new loan was given to the riot. That is right. What is system? They are called riot. The price that the peasant got for the indigo they had produced was very low. The planter insisted on the best soil for indigo. Indigo did not have deep roots and exhausted the soil. So you are going to choose the options 1, 2, 3, 4, and the answer is options A, B, C are correct. That means D is wrong. Indigo did not have deep roots because indigo did have deep roots. Anyway, question number 2. Match the following columns. Creation of Andhra Pradesh as a state. Which year? State Reorganization Commission submitted its first report. Gujarat came into existence as a state and Haryana became a state. So the answer is 3. That means A, creation of Andhra Pradesh happened in 1953. Reorganization happened in 1956. Gujarat became a state 1960 and Haryana became a state in 1966. So that's it. Question number 3. The Buddha told the Vajis that they would continue to prosper as long as they had frequent public assemblies. They met and acted together. They followed established rule. Or Vajis women were not held by force or captured. So the answer is all of them are correct. That means A, B, C, and D. All of them are correct. Question number 4. Which of the following is the correct sequence in which states were annexed under the doctrine of lapse from the earliest to the last? So we learn from the states is Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur, and Jhansi. So number 1 is correct. Question number 5. Which of the following was a tax in the form of forced labor during the reign of Cholas? So during the reign of Cholas, it's called veti. Veti was a type of tax that were they given by working in their field and that sort of thing. Read the given statement A and B. During the 19th century, Christian missionaries began setting up school for tribal groups and lower caste children. At the same time, the poor began leaving their village to look for jobs that were opening in the cities. And the answer is both A and B are true. Question number 7. Crop and the item that is side happened. It's from the ancient era. Green gram Okay, so the answer is 3. That means green gram were found in Payampalli, black gram was found in Koldiha, and fragmented animal bone were found in Burjgaon, and wait a second, fragmented animal bone were found in Chirand, and dog found in Burjgaon. Burjgaon, that is that is a place in Kashmir in old times. That is like 4,500 around years ago. Yes. Question number 8. The Paramhansa Mandali was founded in 1840 to work for the abolition of which of the following issues? So that was about caste system. There was a Mandali formed in 1840 to fight caste system. Question number 9. The Ahom migrated to the Brahmaputra Valley in the 13th century from the present day. That is present day to this Myanmar, but in the earlier times it was called Mong Mao or something like that. Yes, Mong Mao. So present day Myanmar. Question number 10. Match the following in the context of earliest kingdom: Magadha, Bajji, Avanti, and Gandhara. Answer is 3. So Magadha as related to Rajgriha, Bajji is related to Vaishali, Avanti is related to Ujjain, and Gandhara is related with Taxila. So yeah, we are going to do the elaborate things about all these things in upcoming videos. This is just a question solve solution. We are just as a warm up doing that sort of question arrived this year. Earlier this year the exam happened in February. So but we are going to do the elaborate everything in the upcoming videos. Don't worry about it. Question number 11. From the following, how many pairs is correctly matched as mentioned in the Pallava inscription? Shaba, Ur, Nagaram. So how many of them are matched? So we are also going to do that. Elaborate only one. Which one is it? You find that out. It's a homework. Question number 12. Who said we must indeed become Nawabs? We must indeed become Nawab ourselves. That's something Robert Clive would say. Yes, the answer is Robert Clive. Question number 13. Which one of the following is not true for the Indian National Congress during the colonial period? Options: it demanded a greater voice for Indians in the government and in the administration. That is actually correct. It wanted the legislative council to be more representative, of course. It demanded the civil service examination to be held in London, not India. No, that is wrong, because they wanted to held in India, not London. In the first 20th century, it was moderate and it observed and methods. So yes, only 3 is not true. It demanded civil service examination be held in London, not in India. Number 14. Which of the following statements are true about widow remarriage in colonial India? A law permitting widow remarriage. Wait a second. Widow marriage was passed in 1858. The number of widows who remarried increased. Many conservative groups continued to oppose the new law. Those who married are not easily accepted in the studies. So, which one of this is true actually? Like says the number of widows married increase. I don't think so. They would increase easily. Yes, conservative, they will oppose the law. So C is correct. Wherever there is C, you just see. So that we have 3 and 4 has C, so C. So either it's A or C or C or D. Those who married are not easily, that is true. So the answer is C, 3, C and D. Yes, that's how we find it. Given below are two statements, one marked as assertion and the other isn't. Read the statement and choose the correct answer. Tropical deciduous trees shed their leaves in the dry season. Alright. Trees adapt according to climatic conditions are shed their leaves to conserve water and energy. That is correct actually. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Fantastic. Question number 16. What do you call the stream of water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in definite direction? So the definite direction, it's currents, right? Yes, currents. Question number 17. What causes the formation of mushroom rocks? So mushroom rocks actually formed by it's it's a yar thing, it's formed by yar. So Erosion. Yes. Question number 18. Consider the following pairs and identify how many of the given pairs are correct match. Type of forest and the tree found. So tropical rainforest, what kind of tree found in tropical rainforest? You know that. Tropical deciduous forest, thorny bushes, mangrove forest. So the answer is only 2. There are 4 of them. Mangrove forest have sundari trees, and tropical deciduous forest, roadwood and mahogany. Deodar is not thorny bushes, so the answer is only 2. Question number 19. Which of the following statement are correct about meteorites? They are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. So 4 planet, right? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and Jupiter. That is inside planet, outside planet. So the inside, if there is like 4, that is called asteroid belt. So I don't think that is correct. It is believed that there are parts of planet which exploded many years ago. Of course, these are small pieces of rocks which move around the sun, and sometimes they come close to Earth and tend to drop upon it. That is correct. So C is correct. B is also. Wait a second. B. The answer is only C. Yes, C is more correct because there are parts of planets which are from. Yeah, that is also correct actually. But uh, orbits. Answer A is asteroid belts, but B and C is, yeah, they are pieces of rocks that has to be exploded or something. Yeah, but more correct one is C. It's in the NCERT book. So question number 20. A population pyramid narrow at the base and higher in size reflects no high. If the pyramid shows narrow, that is high death rates. No, actually it's a life expectancy is high. So low birth rates, no, increased life expectancy, yes. Decreased death rate, yes. So C and D are looking more correct. B, C and D, yes. B is low birth rates. If narrow at the base and higher in size. Wait a second. Narrow at the base and higher in size. If this is narrow in the base, oh yes, low birth rates. Of course, there's less births, so that is why it is narrow. But if it's bigger, it would be like more death. Agriculture includes growing vegetables, of course, that is a part of agriculture. Pisciculture is a part of fishery because that's fish related. Horticulture is also agriculture based because you are culturing gardens and stuff. Rearing of livestock also found in agriculture. So answer is pisciculture is soy. Acid is answer. Question number 22. Given below are 2 statements. So one marked as assertion and the other isn't. Read the statement and choose the correct option. Assertion. Wet clothes takes longer time to dry on a humid day. The rate of evaporation increased on a humid day. A is true. R is false because rate of evaporation decreases on a humid day. Question number 23. Consider the following statement about migration. Migration has no effect on population size as people immigrate from country and almost an equal number. No, that's not really true. International migration is largely from the less developed nation to the more developed nation. That is correct. Sudan is an example of a country that has experienced a loss in population due to immigration. Actually, that's yes, immigration. Only B and C are correct. Yes, A is not correct. So, question number 24. The opening time of central government office in India is 9 a.m. What will be the local time of opening of central government office located at 7830 east longitude near Hyderabad and 92°45 east longitude near Aizawl respectively? So that is a very interesting question because that requires some sort of maths thing. So the opening time of central government office in 9 a.m. All right. Okay. So what will be the local time of opening of the central government office located at 7-8? So you got 0 degree and 5:30 in the east. That means it will be okay. Point is 0 degree. It will be around So you are going to have to get a point. So the opening time of central government office is 9 a.m. So let's take it as 82 degree 30 is our India's what IST standard time zone, that is. So east means earlier and west means later. Let's get on that. So 82 degree 30, right, is our common point. So if we get 82 degree 78 to 82 degrees, 78, 79, 84 degree, 4 degree, 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. So 4 degree into 4 is to 16 minutes, right? So we are going to 9 a.m minus 16, it's 8:44 a.m and there's 92, that is 80, 85.30, wait a second, 878, 80.30, 82.30, sorry, 88 is the common math. So we are going to do 92, right? So that means 8 and 2, that is 16. 16 into 4 is, wait a second, so not 16, 10, right? 1 minute, 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. So that's how we'll get the answer is 8:44 a.m and 9:41 a.m at Azol respectively. So the answer should be 2. Yeah, it's a very simple thing, so we are going to elaborate on that also. It's just take Indian, that is the line, Greenwich mean time is 0 degree, right, and India is a 5 hours and 30 minutes more. So that degree happens to be fall on Mirzapur, and from that we are going east side. We have different timeline, but because of the train systems we are stuck on one. Anyway, we are going to elaborately solve this. It's a simple math thing, it's very easy. So the answer is 8:44 a.m and 9:41 a.m. Yes. Question number 25. Given below are two statements, one marked as assertion and the other reason. Read the statement and choose the correct options. Polar easterlies in the northern hemisphere move towards the right direction. The earth rotated on its axis the direction of the wind. And not really. Answer is both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Yes. Yes. Question number 26. Which of the following statement is true about heat zone of the earth? All the areas lying between the equator and Arctic region are called temperate zone. Or let's talk about true. Arctic zone are not temperate at this point, they are very much. Yes. The midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. That is the correct answer. The midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Question number 27. Which of the following statement is correct for temperate zone? Temperate zone have moderate temperature. Midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude span between the Arctic Circle and the equatorial north hemisphere only. So answer A and B is only true. It spans between Arctic Circle. That is not true. In which state would you find the sea coast where Vasco da Gama first landed after discovering the sea route from Europe to India? That is Kerala. Question number 29. An African American refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man in 1955, and the incident led to the civil rights movement in USA. Who was the person? That is Rosa Parks. We all know that. Question number 30. The most distinctive aspect about the tribal societies is that there is a very little heterogeneity, hierarchy, diversity, or disunity among them. That is hierarchy among them. Question number 31. Consider the following statement. Enforcement of law is even more important when the law seeks to protect the weak from the strong. Market everywhere tend to be exploitive of workers only. Surely, why not? Answer only A is correct. Not everywhere, that should be a stereotypical thing. Question number 32. The National Medical Commission's Code of Medical Ethics states every physician should prescribe drugs that come under generic medicine. Right? Yes, that Jan Ushadalaya, something like that. So generic. Question number 33. What would you commonly associate a ginning mill with? That is, cotton bales are associated with ginning mill. Question number 34. Electronic voting machine, that is EVMs, are AVM are being used in India since 2004 for all general election. It mainly saves approximately 1,50,000 trees that are required to be cut to make ballot papers for every general election. So that is the only reasonable one, I suppose, because America, the biggest nation in the world, doesn't use EVM. India has far ulterior motive than just saving trees. So anyway, but we are going with the reasonable one. Question number 35. Which mechanism in a democratic country puts a limit on the power of the government? That is regular election, of course. Question number 36. Which among the following statement is true? Women are emotional is a common gender stereotype, of course. The concept of purity and pollution are associated with car system. That is actually true, I think. Yes, that is actually true. Purity and pollution are associated with car system. Sometimes it happens. English is a superior language is a prejudice statement. Sure, why not? Recognition of plurality of religion is not a feature of diversity in India. Okay. Which of them is true? It's A, B, and C are true. Recognition of plurality of religion is not a feature of diversity in India. Yeah, we tell ourselves that. Question number 37. A stereotypical viewpoint regard housework as women natural work, time consuming work, difficult for women, or valuable work that women do. Stereotypical viewpoint regards housework as women's natural work. Question number 38. Which of the following are features of the Indian Constitution? It offers special privilege for the supremacy of the judiciary. Okay. It adopts universal adult franchise. All right. It guarantees equality before the law to all citizens. It offers special privilege to the poorest and the most disadvantaged Indians. B, C, and D only, but we will have to differ on that. Does it offer special privilege to the poorest and the most disadvantaged Indians? Question number 39. Which of the following fundamental rights are given to every arrested person under Article 22 of the Indian Constitution? The right to be informed of the offence for which she or he is being arrested. True. The right to be presented before a magistrate within 48 hours of arrest. True. The right not to be ill-treated or tortured during the arrest or in custody. That is true. The right of women and children not to be arrested. Okay. True. Okay, the magistrate one is 24 hours, I think, or not magistrate but a legal situation. Women and Article 22 it says. Yes, the Article 22 and C are correct. Question number 40. Which part of the Indian Constitution serve as a guide to the independent Indian state to institute laws and policies that help reduce the poverty of the masses? Directive principle of state policy. Question number 41. Whose state are correct regarding evaluation? According to the Indian National Education Policy 2020, the evaluation of children will be creative and multidimensional, that is 360-degree in a holistic manner. That is correct. Formative assessment is completely based. Competency based promotes learning among students. Surely, criterion reference assessment refers to how a student score in a comparison to other student. Norm reference assessment refers to how students score compares to a predetermined standard. All of them are correct. Question number 42. What should be the sequence the student must follow to prepare a project on the theme of role of government in health system? Presenting the findings, deciding on the objective, planning of collection of data, finding the specific source of data. So that has to be BCDA. I think BCDA, yes. Question number 43. Which of the following source will provide primary information to teach about challenges faced by women at workplace. Personal interviews is the only way, I think, here. Question number 44. Which of the following methods of teaching social science involve students to go beyond textbook? Demonstration, project work, that's the thing. A, C, D. So project work, questioning, and demonstration. Lecture doesn't care. Question number 45. Which one of the following question will develop critical or logical thinking among students? Open-ended question, closed-ended question, exploratory question, and convergent question. So it's divergent questions are more apt, but convergent also works in here, but closed-ended question doesn't work. So A, C, and D we are going with. Question number 46. What is the main objective of peer assessment in the evaluation? Enable the student to learn to assess and provide constructive feedback. That is true. Making the evaluation process simple and easy for the teacher. Wait a second. Main objective is strengthening social relationship while providing feedback to improve performance of the peers, providing a structured learning process to critique the. No, we are doing to not doing to critique. It's the enable student to learn to assess and provide constructive feedback among themselves. That is the correct answer. During a discussion on the topic how weather forecast helps us in a social studies class, a teacher may show a PowerPoint presentation containing the summary of the textbook contents. Assign the role of person involved in different rural and urban profession to students. Show a news clip. Yeah, no, you can show the news clip. That is very effective. But assign the role of person. That is also work. But which one? The answer is which one is the most effective here? Ask student to draw picture. No, that is not going to work. So the answer has to be assign the role of person involved in different rural and urban profession to student. That is more effective here. But the forecast also work. Question number 48. While discussing gender roles in the classroom, a teacher should suggest different professions for males and females, offer different types of education to boys and girls, lay emphasis on challenging gender stereotypes in one's everyday life. That's actually and see actually very much true. Yes. Question number 49. Learning is continuously getting. Oh, sorry. A learner is continuously getting low marks in social science. Which of the following assessment is required to understand the difficulties? Diagnostic is the one. I think formative also work, but diagnostic is very much effective here. So C and D, formative and diagnostic. Yes, formative and diagnostic. Question number 50. Ambika wants to teach her class about land feature, ocean, current, volcanoes, and climate. Which of the following teaching learning material should she use? Working model, maps, globes, charts, scrapbooks, graphs. She should use everything. That means working models, maps, globes. Answer is one, working model, maps, globes. Yes, because she wanted to do what, like land feature, that you can go from map, ocean, currents, and volcanoes and climates. Working model works and globe helps them. Question number 51. The objective of teaching history are to illustrate the source used to reconstruct history. I don't think that is the way. Appreciate the skill and knowledge of early societies. Sure. Identify archaeological evidences, making deduction from them. Maybe. Remember all the dates, place. I don't think that's necessary. So the answer is A, B, and C. A, B, and C. Illustrate the source used to reconstruct it. Yeah, sorry. We are not going to change the history. We are just illustrating the source. But remember all dates, that's not necessary. So the answer is A, B, and C. Question number 52. Consider the statement A and B. Cooperative learning and collaborative learning are two different methods to teach social science. I think both of them are pretty much the same. In a classroom, a student prepared a presentation on the theme Our Food and contributed to the overall theme. This is an example of collaborative learning. A student prepared a presentation on the theme Our Food and contributed to the overall theme. All right. Both A and R are correct. Yes. Corporate learning, two different methods. Collaborative learning and cooperative learning. Wait a second, that is actually two different things. We are going to elaborately know the definition of them and the examples. Don't worry about it. Question number 53. The teacher tells the student that the temperature decreases with the increase in height up to a certain level of the atmosphere. Then the students solve problems related to the temperature of different places located at different latitudes. This is an example of interdisciplinary or inductive, deductive, or constructive. Yes, it's deductive approach. Question number 54. Sonu is a visually disabled student of class 8. 7. With reference to this, choose the correct option from the statement given below. Social science teacher must modify her teaching and assessment strategies to include him in the normal class. That is correct. He must be in a special group. Nope. All students of the class should be sympathetic to him. Doesn't necessary. He can study in a normal school, but he should be promoted to the next class without any examination. That is also not true. So the answer should be social science must modify her teaching and assessment strategies to include him in the normal class. Question number 55. Suppose a middle school social studies teacher assign a project on Shivaji. Which of the following would highly relevant to develop critical thinking? Prescribed textbook, okay, books from the library, school library, details from more than one internet website, information shared by the teacher in class, information shared in social networking equation. Only A, B, C and D. So that is the information shared in social, not sorry. We are going to use A, B, C, D. Information shared in social network and application might not always be true. That's how false news happens. Which of the question or activities promote analytical thinking and creativity? The Harappan civilization settled near which river? That's just knowledge. Make a map of your house. That is also just knowledge and creative drawing, but that is doesn't really promote analytical thinking. Why are days and night not equal throughout the year? That's a mathematical issues. And sun and moon, sorry, only moon. What is the purpose of celebrating festival? No, that is a messed up question. So we are going with C and D. Yes, C and D. Question number 57. Which of the following could be the aim of social science teacher? Making student response to desired situation. No. Accepting the student as an active learner. Controlling the free expression of student. No, we are not going to control. Giving importance to the ambitious behavior of the student, motivating them to become ambitious. That is correct. So D is correct. So where is D? Everyone has D. So A, C, D. Nope. Only B only. Wait a second. Giving importance to the ambitious behavior of the student, motivating them to become. Oh, sorry. We are going to not giving to the just ambitious behavior to the students, because we are to accept everything, everyone as an active learner. We have to accept everyone. There's no ambitious learner giving importance, but it seems true, it's correct, but the option only says B only. So because D is with everyone, but controlling fear vision is totally wrong. Accepting the first is making student respond to it, that is totally wrong. So yes, without, because of the lack of option, we have to go with B only. Question number 58. Which of the following would be correct sequence of the steps in the 5E model lesson plan? So first engage, because we have to engage them, then explore, then explain, then elaborate, then you take exam evaluate. So answer has to be to engage, explore, explain, elaborate, evaluate. Question number 59. Given below are two statements, one marked as assertion and the other as reason. Read the statement and choose the correct option. Assertion. In the classroom, concepts should be explained to the student through the lived experience of individual and communities. Sure, why not? Teaching generalized notes on culture and socials and class difference may generate their own biases, prejudice, and attitude in classroom. Both and true are reason are assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of A. And the last one, given below are two statements, one marked as assertion and the other as reason. Read the statement and choose the correct option. Assertion. Explaining about civilization and culture, the teacher tells the children that social studies is related to culture and civilization, and at the same time it affirms scientific approach. Okay, social science has nothing to do with art. Okay, that is totally wrong. So the answer is both A and R are false. Because it happens. Yes, both of them are false. So here's an important note. While doing these questions, we we are trying to save some time, and we did not go deep into explaining things, right? That doesn't mean you are not uh, deserving of that, but the thing is, it will take more time to explain here. And again, we are going to, as we are going to do the whole session of Ctet, more and more question, we are going to do 30 MCQ with CDP and social studies, and here there we are going to elaborately explain, because we don't need to, this is just a warm up question thing. So sometimes you see, even if there's an explanation needed, like there are pairing, two pairs to one pair, to why they are not incorrect and wrong. But because we are not really, we did not really go deep into that, because we are going to do eventually with our new classes that are, these are like just question solve thing. So many students or viewers don't want like the whole long videos, because 60 question is, if we are going, if we wanted to elaborate on that will took like 2 hours. So we try to reduce some time on that, but we are going to do as 30 questions. We're going to take our time to explain everything. Bear with us, you are going to have a good time and learn and stuff. Don't worry about that. There are some questions that we also did not have like much information about at this point. We just do the answer, but we are, while we teach the class upcoming 30, CDP has no issues, because that is very much clear. But SST, that some question, you cannot memorize everything, so some questions sneak up on you, mostly the year thing, which were what happened. So every time a class happen, you are going to need to took a revision class or understand the concept and all those things. But here, as we are doing just question solve, question solutions or the answers, we don't really need like the whole studying, remembering, memorizing and all those things to teach. We are just doing it to, because most of the people would like skip and just take the answer, because they already know the reason behind those who already took. But for upcoming students and upcoming those aspirants that are going to give exam on September, we are going to come with like 2 videos at least of CDP and social science, and we are going to elaborate every single details on that. It's going to be a long video, but we are going to do that. So thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe. That's funny. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe to the channel. Jack Slayter Notes. Name of the channel is Jack Slayter Notes. Study hard, work smart, and yes, we also put out shorts as funny question. Those funny question that we put out as shorts, because short has bit engagement. Even though for whatever reason we just do that, the reason is unknown. So we also going to do like 3 shorts of CGP and 3 shorts of social science. Wait a second. So 336. That's big. The more the videos, the less the engagement. So we are going to do like at least two shorts on Social science and two shorts on CDP. We are going to do the tough one that you have hard time remembering. That's why. Yeah, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Jack Slater Notes. That is name of the channel is Jack Slater Notes. Work hard, study hard, work smart. Goodbye. Have a nice day.